All right, let's be honest. We've all done it. You get a weird ache, a sudden rash, and what's the first thing you do? You grab your phone and start typing. But what happens when that online advice is just plain wrong? Or even worse, what if it's designed to mislead you on purpose? Today, we're diving deep into the tricky world of health misinformation.
Come on, you can admit it. I'm willing to bet pretty much everyone listening has done this. Probably even this week. It's become a reflex, right? But that simple search for answers drops us right into a huge, wild ocean of information.
And that's the real problem, isn't it? For every single piece of solid, expert medical advice out there, there are probably 100 others that are totally inaccurate, unproven, or just designed to fool you. Figuring out how to navigate all that, well, it's one of the biggest challenges we face in this digital age. So let's really break this down. What does this digital health dilemma actually look like? And where are the biggest threats really coming from? This quote from a 2024 report really hits the nail on the head. It's not just some random blogs in a dusty corner of the internet we need to worry about. No, the experts are pointing the finger squarely at social media platforms. And why? Well, it's because their whole system is built for engagement, to keep you scrolling. And that makes them the perfect amplifier for any message, whether it's true or completely false. And here's the result. When there are no real rules of the road, what goes viral? The most shocking, the most emotional, the most fear-inducing content. Accuracy doesn't even factor into the equation. This creates the perfect breeding ground for bad information to just take root and spread like wildfire. But, and this is important, not all bad information is created equal. To really get a handle on this problem, we need to know what we're actually up against. So let's start with the first type, something you might have even shared yourself without even realizing it: misinformation. Now, the key thing to get here is that misinformation isn't evil. There's no malicious intent behind it. It's simply, well, wrong. You can just think of it as an honest mistake. So think about how this happens. Somebody reads a super complex scientific paper and just kind of misunderstands the conclusion. Or they hear a story from a friend and get a few key details mixed up. They then share it because they genuinely think they're being helpful, but oops, they're accidentally spreading an error. But what happens when that wrong information is being spread on purpose? Well, that brings us to our next category, and this is where things get a lot more serious: disinformation. The definition really says it all. The huge difference here is intent. We're talking about a bad actor, some person or group who is creating and pushing out stuff they know is fake. It's not an accident, it's a strategy. And that strategy always has a purpose. Disinformation is built to manipulate how you think, how you feel, or what you do. It's like someone's pulling your strings. Maybe it's to make money by selling you some bogus cure or to push a political agenda. The goal is always to deceive, not to inform. So let's make this crystal clear, because this is the most important distinction. Misinformation is the honest mistake. It's inaccurate, but it's shared by accident. Disinformation is the malicious lie. It's manipulative and it's shared on purpose. Just understanding this difference is your first line of defense. Okay, so knowing the difference is one thing, but it opens up a bunch of much deeper, much trickier questions that experts are really wrestling with right now. First up, why are we so vulnerable to this stuff? I mean, it's a fascinating psychological puzzle, right? Are we just desperate for simple answers to really complex health problems? Or is it something like confirmation bias? You know, that very human thing where we just love information that backs up what we already think or fear? And second, how can we get better at spotting it? In this absolute tidal wave of information, what are the red flags? Maybe it's that super emotional language, or those promises of a secret cure that they don't want you to know about. Learning to just pause and develop that gut instinct is absolutely crucial. You know, this might be the hardest question of them all. Once a wrong idea gets stuck in our head, how do we get it out? It is incredibly difficult to change your own mind, even when you're shown proof. That idea just becomes a part of your worldview. So where does all this leave us? I know, it can feel totally overwhelming. But the way forward isn't about trying to become a world-class expert on every single health topic. It's much simpler. It's about changing our whole approach. And this right here, this is the key takeaway. The goal isn't to magically know what's true and what's false. The goal is to build a habit of healthy skepticism, to just start asking, who's telling me this? Why are they telling me this? And where's the evidence?
Ultimately, it really all boils down to this one simple personal challenge. The next time some shocking health claim pops up in your social media feed, will you pause? Will you actually check the source? Before you become another link in the chain that spreads information or misinformation, will you just take a breath and think twice?